Howdy. Welcome to Comp 2. My name's Eric Fish. I'm going to be teaching this course. With these YouTube videos, I'm going to be doing them for sections IF1 and IF2, both fully online Comp 2 courses. Kind of killing two birds with one stone there. We're going to use the same syllabus for both classes, but it's interesting once classes get going and students start responding in different ways, how different internet classes can be. Want to kind of take you through the class just a little bit, make sure you're finding everything you need. You have to already be in D2L to even know this video exists. So I assume you've gotten into D2L and into the course. The content page is where you're going to find all the assignments. There's a syllabus. Your first assignment's a syllabus quiz. There it is right there. On the schedule, when it says there's a link in D2L for the reading, there they are right there. Sometimes they're PDF files. Sometimes they're links out to the web. Sometimes it depends on copyright, or sometimes it just depends on what I put up there. If you have trouble reading stuff, particularly on the web, make sure you let me know. Usually I can put that into PDF. Depends on copyright laws. Eventually we'll have response paper prompts, YouTube videos, essay assignments, and of course there's help resources down there at the bottom. If you don't have a perfect recollection of MLA formatting, which probably no one does, one, I'm going to do a YouTube video going over it, and two, there's sources here on the content page. We may get into discussion boards. I'm not sure. My plan is to use the ePortfolio function way over here on the right side there. We'll see. I'm not going to rule it out yet. The Dropbox is where you're going to submit material. There's only one thing up there right now because there's only one thing that's going to be coming due this week, and that's going to be the syllabus quiz. And by the way, I'm doing this video on Sunday, January 15th. And one thing I found with internet students is you tend to do the work wherever you are. That's going to be true with me too. I have dual enrollment classes at Sullivan Central, 3 online classes, plus I got my duties over at Northeast State. So I'll make the video when I have time to make the video, right? You might get quite a few from Sullivan Central. But once that class leaves, it's pretty quiet there. But anyway, the Dropbox is where you're going to submit material. The class list. You can see the whole class, everybody in the class listed there. If you want to email me, where's my name? You just click on my name, the email function comes up, and put a subject and a message, and it'll go straight to me. You want to be careful if you actually, for some reason, you hit this button in email, you're about to email the entire class something. So if you're trying to tell me something personal, you may want to make triple decker sure you're just sending that message to me. Now, it'll generally come up in the BCC box. That's just the way D2L defaults, and there's no way I can change that. Grades, obviously going to be important. We'll be filling that out as we go along. On my version, this is a student view. On my view, each one of you has a little box for every assignment, and it goes all the way across my screen. So if I make a mistake, be sure and let me know. Especially if you share a name with somebody, or share a name with somebody from another class or something, it can get me a little confused. So if there's a problem with the grades, just let me know and I'll try and fix it. Again, we might end up using ePortfolio. I will do a YouTube video to show you how to do that if we go there. And we probably will. But what I want to kind of talk about a little bit with this video is the syllabus and the addendum. All you gotta do is click on that. It's up to you if you want to print it. But again, the first assignment is going to be you're going to do a syllabus quiz that takes you through that addendum and syllabus, and kind of make sure you're familiar with what's going on there. But this is what it's going to look like. Again, we're using the same one for IF1 and IF2. I'm just going to go over a few of these policies. I'm not going to read this thing word for word to you. You're going to be doing that with the syllabus quiz anyway. D2L is the preferred location of pretty much everything in this class. This is where the class is. It's kind of our classroom. So when you email me, try and do it through D2L if at all possible. If D2L crashes for some reason, use my Northeast State email address. D2L is on a separate server. A lot of you are probably getting, whoa, what happened there? I'm not sure what happened. Try this again. D2L is on its own server. If you're trying to get through it through my Northeast, and for some reason that server's down, You can log directly into D12 with that address right there. I have a phone number. I have an office on the main campus. Anytime, if you want to meet with me, the morning's a little rough, but generally after 1 o'clock, I get out of Central at Sullivan Central at 1 o'clock. I can be in my office and meet with you if you need to. And there's nothing wrong with that. Sometimes, you just need to come and talk to the instructor for a few minutes just to get everything straight in your head, or I need to get it straight in my head and relate it to you in a more effective way. For the course description, this is Comp 2. Should have passed Comp 1. This is a writing class. It's going to focus on poetry, drama, nonfiction, and fiction. And the idea is that you learn to write and think and argue in a logical manner. You're going to go much more than a book report, or I give it 4 stars or something like that, right? Once you're done, you should be able to do all those course objectives, and probably a few more there too, right? Textbooks, the Norton Introduction to Literature is where the readings are. Some students try to do it without the book. You can if you don't mind reading full-length plays on screen. It's a lot easier with the book, and it's pretty cheap if you can rent it. If you have the Hard Brace Essentials from Comp 1, no good, keep that book. I would not go out and purchase the Hard Brace Essentials just for this class. All this information is available online, but it's up to you. So I recommend getting the literature book. The grammar book's kind of up to you. For the grading, let's go to page 8 for details. Sorry if that makes you dizzy. I'll make that smaller. On page 8, you'll see all the stuff we're going to do in the class. Starting with the syllabus quiz, that's kind of bonus points there. I'm going to start with the first essay, talk about literary realism, work with the dollhouse and some other readings. The second essay, going to work with Oedipus the King and some other readings. Kind of progress through American literature for those 2 essays a little bit, and world literature. Third essay is going to be a poetry explication. Yay! And that's what everybody wants to do, is write about poetry, right? That's not too bad. The final exam, I'll talk about here in a little bit. Along the way, we'll be doing response papers. They're 25 points each. 10 of them is going to be a total of 250 points. Basically, there's 1,000 points for the class, plus you get the 10 bonus points for the syllabus quiz. And 90% is an A, 80% is a B, 70% is a C. Hopefully nobody's going to get below that. That's kind of a more detailed look than page 1 on the syllabus. Want to get through a couple of policies. Again, I'm not going to read all of these to you, but I want to go through the important ones. And the most important one is, if you have a problem, you got to let me know. Don't sit there at your computer. I don't want to bother him or something, because I'm here to be bothered, right? If you don't tell me the problem, I can't help you, and it's my job to help you in this course, right? When I type out assignments or whatever, I think I'm being perfectly clear, and you might be reading, going like, "What in the world does this guy want?" You need to email me, and we need to work it out, right? It's my job to explain it to you until you understand it. Make sure you save your work. If you're on Google Docs, it's good to kind of have a backup anyway. I know Google Docs saves, and if Google Docs dies, we're probably in the middle of a nuclear war or something. But make sure you have backup copies. Very important, don't throw out or delete any graded material I send to you. Don't delete it just because you don't like the grade or something, or you just want to clear it out for some reason. If I die in a fiery car crash the day before grades are due, you won't be able to take your stuff in, to my dean and say, I'm sorry, you died in a fiery car crash, but I need my grade so I can register for my next classes, right? And you'd be surprised how many students don't save the work and then run into trouble because the instructor didn't write down a grade or something like that happens. But make sure you're covering yourself there, right? Assignment's going to be due on Monday and Thursdays. It's almost something to do every Monday and Thursday at midnight, 11:59, just so we're clear. It's Monday night and Thursday night. If there's a problem, let me know. If just like I have to work 500 hours this week, can I turn that in on Saturday? I'll probably be like, sure. I'm not sitting there at midnight on Thursday wondering where your specific thing is. In fact, I'm not even up at midnight, so if you're a night owl and turning things in at 2, 3 in the morning, that's fine. As long as when I get in there the next day and it's in the Dropbox, I'm good to go. Excuse me. Kind of pay attention. No work's going to be accepted after April 28th. That's the last official day of the class before final exam week. But again, let me know what's going on. The worst thing you do is just not say anything, be gone for 2-3 weeks, and then come back like, what do I need to do? I'm like, wow, you're way behind, and I don't, it gets very difficult. This is an asynchronous course. We're not going to be on D12 at a specific time. I will check my email by 2 o'clock every day. You should check yours after 3 o'clock every day. Hopefully on the weekends as well. If you turn something like your spaghetti recipe instead of response number 3, I should be able to email you at 1 o'clock, say I need your response number 3, and hopefully get it pretty quickly that day. That happens once in a while. If you have an email, make sure you ask me the question. Don't say this essay seems kind of hard. I might type back, yes, some people find this essay hard, or I might not write back at all because you haven't asked me a question that I need to respond to. Excuse me. The rest of this you can kind of work through. If you're a dual enrollment student, generally I'm not going to talk to parents or non-Northeast state third parties without you in the room. If your parents want to know your grade, they should ask you. It'll be posted in D2L. They shouldn't be bothering me about it. And I'm not required, I'm allowed to talk to them, but I'm not required to. And generally I don't want to. If something's seriously wrong in the class, we need another person in the room anyway. Make sure you get at least a 90% on the syllabus quiz. Take your time with that a little bit. We're going to trade papers in this class. Don't write anything like in a response paper that's very personal, because we might end up trading those out or something. Or I might post them in the e-portfolio and other people will look at it and comment on it. So be careful there. Hopefully we're not reading anything overly offensive. If it is, sorry. But sometimes literature tries to offend us to get us thinking in different ways. So don't just, I'm offended. It's not a very good first response to a work, particularly one that's been around a while. If you plagiarize in this class, you'll fail. Don't do it. If you have questions about it, do it before you turn the essay in, right? The rest of it is, behave well in the class, especially when you're interacting with other students. Classes aren't going to be canceled due to weather because we're on the internet. Something catastrophic, the ice storm of the century or something happens, we'll take a look at it then. I can't drop you from the class if you just quit submitting material. You're still on my roster at the end of the semester. I put an F in, right? Maybe even an F, and then it might translate as an F for non-attendance. And that might be a little bit of trouble with scholarships and stuff. If you are going to drop the class or any class, make sure you contact financial aid if you have any. Make sure you're not going to lose that. If you're on Tennessee Promise and you drop below full time, that's it. You're done, right? So be careful. Make sure you're, again, CYA, cover your rear end there. The rest of this, if you have disabilities, let me know and I'll accommodate it. We won't have to evacuate this classroom. On page 5, you'll see the class schedule. When something says due, it means it's due that day. So the syllabus quiz is due Thursday, January 18th by midnight or 11:59 p.m. Pretty easy week for this first week. Once you kind of get used to class and all your classes, you're doing all internet classes. Everybody does something a little bit differently, and you got to kind of spend some time and getting used to it, right? Hopefully you are watching YouTube video number 1 right now. I'll do another one on MLA formatting. Just kind of reviewing it, do a little brush up. The syllabus quiz is due. Then the readings and the responses start coming in next month, I guess a week from tomorrow. And you'll see we're going to kind of start with early American literature, move up through the Romantics into the Realists, and then kind of stop there and work on our first essay. These response papers will take different forms. May just have you do a formal written response where you use MLA formatting and show me you know how to quote, and put things on a works citus page. Other ones might be a little more fun, just to show me you've read the work and understand it. But we'll work on the first essay. We'll get that in before spring break. We'll start on the second essay before spring break a little bit, but we're not going to have things due over spring break. When we come back from spring break, we'll get into modern literature, existentialism, postmodernism, and Oedipus King's an ancient Greek play, but it's very interesting. It doesn't come out and state things perfectly for us, which we'll get into. That'll be the basis of our second essay. Then we'll get into poetry a little bit. That third essay is going to be a poetry explication. You're going to go line by line through a poem and tell me what you're saying. Very important for the final exam. You need to make plans to see The Never-Ending Story. That's a play Northeast State's going to put on. There are the dates. Hopefully, with 2.5, 3 months notice, you're able to get those days off from work or whatever. It's also a kids' play, so you can take your kids. You don't have to. Might have to pay for them, but you won't have to find a babysitter for them. And assuming they want to come see it. But make sure you're making plans for that. But kind of a fairly, I don't want to say easy end, but fairly doable end to the end of the semester. You'll watch the play. I'll assign the final exam. The final exam is going to be based on the play. Then for finals week, I'm going to get you to do response number 10, which will be a questionnaire about the course. I should hopefully have your grades by the 3rd, and you'll review them, and hopefully we'll be ready to end the semester there, right? But if you have questions about the schedule, let me know. But make sure you're keeping up with this. One of the hardest things to do if you fall behind in your internet classes, it's very difficult to get caught up because you're doing double time there all of a sudden. But again, if there's a problem, let me know. But make sure you're looking through that syllabus fairly carefully for the syllabus quiz. And let me know if you have any questions about any of the policies or anything on the schedule there. But the neat thing about internet courses is hopefully you can do these pretty much from anywhere. You don't have to tell me if you're leaving town because hopefully where you're going to will have internet as well. But I think I'm about done here. Again, for the first week, well, I got off the schedule there. Hold on. For the first week, you're watching this video, hopefully. Watch that second one and do that syllabus quiz. The syllabus quiz will count as your attendance in the course for financial aid purposes. So make sure you get that in. Again, if you have any questions, let me know. I'm going to hush up here and get off, and we'll look forward to talking to you later. Bye-bye.